Hello everyone, this is Jim, and for this week 10 Women video, I just want to show you how to create a macro using Access 2010. 2010 version is somewhat different than 2007 in terms of how macros are created, so I want to go over those differences with you, or actually just how to do it actually in 2010, and then how you can go ahead and utilize that macro in your database. And in this case, what I'm going to do is create an open form macro, and then use that on a command button in another form. So I'll be in one form, and I'll be able to open up another form with my database using the command button that I'll be using the macro then creating at this point. So I'm going to go into my database, and I will go to my Create tab, click on that, and I've got three forms in this database: Orders, Orders 1, and Orders 3. So I'm going to go ahead and create a macro to order up or to open up one of those forms when I'm in another one. So I'm going to be creating a macro to open up the Orders 1 form when I'm in the Orders form. So, and then I'll use a command button to actually get that to work. So I'm going to click on the macro button, and this will open up a macro window for me. And my first step then is you'll go up here to this text box and by the green plus sign, and I'm going to choose what action I want this macro to initially do, which is going to be the open form action. I click on open form, and then I'm going to tell it what form I want to open up in this situation. So I'm going to have it open the Orders 1 form. So I will click on Orders 1. All right. I don't need to do anything else here. There's some other options you would have here with a filtering situation or data mode you want to be showing, and we don't need to mess around with that. Or if I want to have a condition being set up to open this in a certain situation, and that would be based maybe on the records you've got in a table and based on what information you've got displayed at that point. So right here then, I'm going to go ahead and do a save. If I wanted to, I could add another action in here. So maybe a likely good action I could utilize off of this first action would be to maximize the form window. So as it initially opens up, it's going to open up not in the full maximize window view, but in a view where you're just going to see, the window in a smaller area. So if I want to, again, you can link multiple actions to a macro if you wish. I'm not going to do that here, but again, you just go down in here and link through, or actually go to, like in this case, the maximize window option or action. And so you can have multiple actions in a macro. And again, it's up to you how you want those to be working. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually save this macro and give it a name. So I'm going to call it MCR for macro, and it's going to be Orders 1. So basically calling it based on what form it's going to be opening up when we execute this macro. So I'm just going to hit OK. And then the nice thing now is while you're in this window in the macro, you can actually hit the Run button and see how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Run button. And you can see it went ahead and instantly opened up my Orders 1 form. So it did a nice job and it's doing what it should be doing. So I'm going to close this form. And so I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a command button on my Orders form so I can open up my Orders 1 form. So I'll go to my home, and I'm just going to open up my Orders form right now. And here, I'm going to go in Design View, and I'm going to be putting in my command button. So here in Design View, I'm going to click on my command button. So right here is my button, and I'm going to click once. And come down here, I'm going to put in an area where I can get to that command button pretty easily. So I'm going to click right here, and that'll start a little wizard. And so in this case, I'm going to, in the categories area, you're going to go and actually click in the miscellaneous category, and then that'll get us to the action that we want to use, which is actually running a macro. So I'm going to click on Run Macro. I will click on Next. And what macro you want the command button to run? It's going to be my MCR Orders 1 macro, so that's fine. If I had multiple macros, then I would choose which macro I wanted to use. I will click Next. And if you want, you could actually have it just show text. So I'm going to have that actually, and I'm going to choose text and then actually call it Open Orders 1. So it's nice to be descriptive, I think, on your command button, so that'll tell a user exactly what's going to happen when they actually click that button. I'll click on next. And again, I'm just going to call it orders 1 open. That's the name of the button. So again, that can be useful later on as you're doing maybe some other modifications on the command button. All right, so I'm going to go on finish. And I've got this done, so I'm going to hit the save button. And then I will go to form view. And so here I am, my orders form. And now if I click on the open orders 1 button, I've got my orders 1 form opened up automatically. So it works very well. Very easy process, as you can see, to create the macro that actually attached to the command button, which typically you're going to be doing when you create macros in Access, and then putting them into a form and using the command button to execute that action for the macro, or actions for the macro if you got multiple actions. So if you have any questions this week, please contact me. I hope you have a good week 10, and whether you're using Access 2010 or 2007, you can use either video to kind of help you out along the way. And I will talk to you later. Thank you.